Welcome. No, I know, my voice just cracked. Welcome. That's the proper way to say it. Welcome from Stevie. Welcome. I'll be going to see Stevie in New Orleans. I can hardly wait. I hope all the witches come out in their capes and their moon necklaces. And it's a giant witchy night in New Orleans, and it might rain that night too, even spooky. Wow, wow, wow. All right.
Your attachment to the doll's kind of weird.
Welcome. Well, you should see how much Stevie loves it. Ooh, that was borderline. Ooh, wow. Anyway, termites. Episode 170. Fire. So many things. I just got back from Phoenix. Well, Scottsdale. They're particular about that.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they are. Well, some people are. I don't know. Whatever. You know, the desert. I was in the desert at Talking Stick Resort. So that place, if you're a live poker player, I'm not. I'm a video poker player. I don't like to play against other people because it takes too long and I don't like the bluffing. I don't know. It doesn't sit well with my Midwest polite self. I don't like I don't know. It just seems too cutthroat, too serious. But like my friend Lorene, her husband Tony loves to play. He goes to those tournaments. Well, they just opened this enormous live poker room, and there are sports everywhere. So if somebody's bluffing too long and you get a little bored with their antics, it doesn't matter. There's 100 sports on right now. Right. It's just super fantastic. It was brand new. It's just a wonderful casino. Everything about that place. It's clean. The restaurants are good. There's a Cajun restaurant in there.
Nice.
And then one up top that's got everything. And my friend Daxx, if you go on my Instagram, you can see Daxx and his wife Heather and their family came. It was super fun.
They're the most beautiful people ever.
They are beautiful people. They're like Viking models. I know. And they're from the Midwest. And Daxx and Heather, two people that smoking hot, were in Rockford, Illinois. And they met. And then they married each other. And then had beautiful little Viking babies. I met him at Barney's Beanery in L.A. It's the only thing I miss about L.A. One thing, and it's a sports bar. I used to call it quicksand because I would get back from the road, but I had time traveled in reverse time.
Right.
And then I would go in there. A lot of comedians go in there, but it's a lot of Midwest people who want to watch sports more than do the rest of LA things. And I met him there. We were watching either a Blackhawk or a Blues game, or it could have been them playing one another. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what he did or whatever. Usually it's comedians in there. I don't even know any other musicians that I can think of. Well, I know my little friend Anita. Yeah. And that was just from a plane ride.
Frito Anita.
Yeah, Frito Anita. So shout out to everybody at Talking Stick, the whole place. It's just run well. Shell runs it. And my old friend Wayne retired. Congratulations.
Yay.
My Osage Indian tribe member. He is now retired and being a grandpa. Very excited. I was going to see my friend Peter Costas, the golf guy, his wife Sandy, but they unfortunately went to Grandparents' Day and picked up some sort of grossness from the children. So I'll have to catch up him next time. And it was also that Chris Voth was the over VOTH. If everybody always wants to know on Twitter and all that. He was, if you liked Chris, you can go check out all his stuff. He's with Ron a lot out on the road. And then sometimes does his own shows in all around Colorado and wherever. And there you go. I'm drinking some of Dax's vodka. Cheap Trick has their own vodka. This right here.
Nice.
Yeah, Rock and Roll. It's called Rock and Roll. Rockin' Vodka. It's a great bottle. It's got 2 guitars and a skull. And then I got a mini one, which I may or been not known to sneak on airplanes and say it's my contact solution. That's what I put it. I don't want to give up too many secrets, though. I don't want to get stopped again at TSA. I have everything you have at the airport, and every week it doesn't. I always still get random everything. They've done my eyes. I've given them, my ovaries, everything.
Your ovaries.
It's not enough to go through quickly. Nope. And we're going to talk about that too. A lady snuck through the Nashville TSA.
I saw that.
She went through an unmanned station. I tried to figure it out this week when I went to the airport. I'm like, okay, how'd she do it?
Yeah.
And who, what, when, or not. And then got on a plane and got a seat. Wait till we talk about it. It's just astonishing. First of all, what planes have empty seats anymore?
None.
I haven't been on a plane that had an empty seat in probably 8 years, unless it was a fluke.
Right.
They're crowded. And how do you know it's empty?
Right.
It's like at the ballpark, you're just going to sit there till someone kicks you out? I mean, that just seems a little dicey on a flight. Right.
Did you see
but
the Yellowbird dancers?
I saw the Pima tribe Tribal dancers, yes. They were out doing a fire dance.
The Yellowbird dancers.
They were called the Yellowbird dancers, yes. At 6 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, they do this traditional Native American dance and all this stuff. It's very cool. Yeah, it's in a little video I made somewhere. I took a little video. I couldn't stay for the whole thing because I had to go to sound check.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never seen the whole thing, but I've seen 25 out of 45 minutes.
And it's fabulous.
And there were some termites down there too. Said hi to them. Like, yeah, I'll be at the show too. Hi.
I gotta go to my work.
What am I drinking here? Well, in honor of the golf tournament that was out there, the waste management, that got a little out of control. I don't know if you guys saw that, but, I'm supporting the PGA. So Four Peaks Brewing, this is called Bad Birdie, Juicy Golden Ale.
Nice.
So and I like the can. But I didn't even care about the Bad Birdie part. I just like the can. There's palm trees, golf clubs. It's adorable.
Cool.
I think they made it just for the thing. I'm not sure about that.
They did for the tournament.
What are we going to taste? Well, I'm tasting these. These are Doritos Dinameta sticks.
Nice.
Hot honey mustard.
Uh-oh.
I do love honey mustard. I don't know about hot honey
Gave
mustard.
it to you.
Michelle.
Oh, nice.
Somebody named Michelle.
Cool.
Oh my God. Too hot for me. Yeah, if you like hot stuff though. Hold on, my blanket's falling down. I'm freezing. My Day of the Dead blanket. I'm cold. It's cold up in this attic.
Your other one fell.
I got everything now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for bringing those. Ziggy and Ivor, those are the Viking babies of the beautiful Rockford people. They brought me these Aloha freeze-dried Busta clusters. But no, Busta clusters. And it has an alien.
I like that you made them New York. Cluster.
Well, it says clusters. Busta clusters. Because it said made in Hawaii. They went to Hawaii and bought this for me. It's probably at the little market or something. Freeze-dried. Oh, my God. I could see why kids would like this.
Your eyes just crossed.
Oh my God. It kind of tastes like a Captain Crunch Berry. If Captain Crunch Berries were the Pop Rocks. Remember the Pop Rocks when you were a kid?
Loved 'em.
You know what I did find out on the airplane, though? These pair well with a screwdriver. That's not for you kids.
No.
That's not for the children.
No, not for the children.
No. Those are really something. They're fun. I could see why the kids would go for the packaging, too. And Lacey and Amanda sent some Sriracha Ranch from Kroger. Let's try that.
Nice.
Kroger is a grocery store for those of you who don't live in the South or the Midwest.
That'll pair well with Pop Rocks.
Wow, those are really something. It's good.
It took a while.
Well, there's a lot of things happening.
Yeah. Are you having it?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I would use it more as a dip than a dressing.
Okay. In true Midwest.
Sriracha Ranch, Kroger.
Yep.
It's a grocery store. I don't think it's up east, though. I think it's only in the South and the Midwest. There's some in the Midwest.
They're based in Cincinnati.
Are they based in Cincinnati? Oh, my God. I'm going to Cincinnati. I'm going to tell you guys where I'm going. Guess what Cincinnati has? I just read about it yesterday.
What?
Their museum or some place in Cincinnati. I sent myself the article. A whole Pompeii exhibit.
Oh, cool.
Yes, I can't wait. I have to be in Marietta, Ohio. Not really exactly sure where that is. And yeah, I'm like, come again? Where? The great thing about Ohio is you could work a good solid 2 months a year in Ohio and never step on your own ticket sales. Nope. Dayton, available. There's a casino over here. Cleveland, all the places, the theaters downtown. Yay. Columbus, Cincinnati, Akron. Ohio's just got a shit ton of people up there. Anyway, I'll tell you where I'm going, then we're getting started on all this. And thanks to Termite Jazz, who told me what slot machines to go to. I did find the NFL one. It was a type machine. I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't really. Yeah, no. And then I found one that said Kitty Fire. It was all cats. Yeah, I played that for a while. You're not supposed to be taking videos in casinos. That's why I don't ever take a video, really. Well, I sneak them sometimes. But here's where I'm going on the road, and then we're going to get started. Ready? Chattanooga. Boop, boop. Chattanooga choo-choo. Huntsville, Alabama. Wish it was a little warmer and I could golf down there, but it's going to be 54 and I can't do it. I can, but it won't be 54 the whole time. Detroit, well, technically Royal Oak. That's March 1st and 2nd. 2 shows.
Yep.
One Friday, one Saturday. Dayton, Ohio, Indy, San Antonio, Austin, Marietta, Ohio. As I said, Cincinnati, April 6th. That's where I will get tickets to that Pompeii deal. Tarrytown, Wilmington, and then Anaheim, Thousand Oaks. And then the summer days that were added were West Hampton, New York. I'll be in the Hamptons, darling.
Nice.
Where do you summer? I summer in the Hamptons. I'll never forget when I first heard that. I was probably like 20 when somebody goes, oh, well, where do you summer? I'm like, here in Missouri, the same place I live the rest of the year. We summer right. Maybe we go to the Ozarks. Maybe. Anyway, Charlestown, West Virginia, a casino gig. That's a fun one. Portland, Maine. Can't wait. Atlantic City, the Borgata. I love it. Niagara Falls, Ontario. Little tiny Canadian termites. That place is so fun. And then, somebody goes, are you going to go on the boat again? Yes. Absolutely. I'm going on the boat on the falls every time I go to Niagara Falls. I don't care how many times I go. No. It's so exciting when you start getting close to it. You're like, ah! And then you get all wet. And it's just, it's just phenomenal. I don't need to do the tour behind the falls. That was a one-time deal. I get it. I got it. Well, I don't know. I did like going out on that balcony and you're almost in the falls. A little scary.
I liked it.
But I did. Yeah. And then Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. The wild gig. I gotta say, when I first went in that gig, the room of it, I was like, it's kind of a weird shape.
Super cool.
It was phenomenal. Yep. Yeah, it shocked me because sometimes when a room is like I don't know, when there's too many people to the left and the right, I feel like I'm ignoring people. Yeah. And then the vibe gets weird. Mm-hmm. No weird vibe at all. It's just a powerhouse, like an old-timey giant saloon. Oh, and then you see all the people that have worked in there. It's so fun. It's so cool. And
Janis Joplin. Cool.
I know, when you see Janis Joplin, you're like, because driving there, I got to say, I was like, we might have been punked. It's like corn, and I never think of corn up there. Right. I think of corn in Iowa and Nebraska and Missouri and Kansas. I'm like, whoa, we're going through cornfields. Like, what's going to happen? It was just a very weird, or maybe Waze took me a wrong way. I don't know. But that's funny. Moving on. Queen news. Tay-Tay broke all the sales records in Melbourne. Nice. Yeah, and I know it's Melbourne because my one brother and his wife lived there for 7 years. Mm-hmm. And I learned the pronunciation instead of the Midwest pronunciation, which is Melbourne. Yeah, it's Melbourne. Anyway, she had a little lovely time in Australia. Good for you, Tay-Tay. I'm glad that all worked out. And then she goes to Sydney. She's just out there killing it. Mm-hmm. And what's his face is still here. Little Travie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Queen news. This is awfully nice. Mm-hmm. Dolly. So I don't know if you guys saw Elle King.
Yeah, poor Elle. We talked about it.
Did we talk about? I like Elle King.
Yep.
Saw her on a plane once.
Super nice.
She's everything you would think in person too. Mm-hmm. I like her music. Well, she got a little way too hammered, a tiny bit way too hammered at the Ryman. Mm-hmm. I think it was Dolly's birthday. She wasn't there, but it was a celebration. Mm-hmm. Well, Dolly's fine with that.
She got endorsed by Dolly.
King stunned fans when she admitted that she was, quote, fucking hammered before performing Dolly's 2001 hit song, Marry Me, at the Country Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. She slurred her words. She said, I don't even know the lyrics to this thing in this fucking town. Don't tell Dolly because it's her birthday. Oh, bad news for you. This is being recorded. But I do feel bad for her. I mean, I've never performed drunk, and I've certainly never been on TV drunk or recorded drunk. I would never do that before a show, but they're young. Yeah. They're going to do crazy shit. I'm a Catholic school rule follower. I'm never going to do that shit. But I have plenty of friends who have, and then they either regret it or nobody noticed. But back in the day, nobody was filming us every goddamn minute. Right. We were just out there being idiots, and a lot of stuff flew under the radar of different people doing different things. Anyway.
She's lost 70 pounds. She may not know how to drink anymore.
Yeah, well, her drunken behavior. I'm going to tell you what Dolly said. She said, I get nervous before on stage, so I have a couple drinks. Drinking makes me less nervous about hitting the high notes when I sing. I don't make them. It won't. If I don't make them, it won't sting as much. I don't know. Dolly said, shoot. I didn't pronounce what Dolly said. She figured. She said everybody makes mistakes, and she's been going through a lot of stuff, so let's just forget it. And then that should put an end to it. If Dolly says we're not talking about it anymore, we're not talking about it anymore. Exactly. You guys understand that? Also, just a tiny reminder, if you live in Tennessee or a neighboring state and would like employment, just a reminder that Dolly Parton's Parks and Resorts continues to pay all tuition, cost, fees, and books for part-time, full-time, and seasonal employees who pursue higher education.
That's awesome.
I may go get a job there when I retire.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I can live in a cabin up in the Smoky Mountains, and then I can go back to school so I can work at the Weather Channel.
Sounds fantastic.
Right? Yeah. Why not? I would work at, Dollywood, I guess. I don't know. Where else? No, I'd go to the Dreamland Resort. I don't need to be involved with the parking. I'm too old for that.
You could bartend.
Right, I could bartend at one of her resorts. Yeah, that'd be fine.
I can't see you being
Yeah.
a leather tooler.
I can't do any current craft, arts and crafts, more or less old-timey ones. Hey, let's make a belt with leather. Where's my anvil? What? Do you want to churn some butter, Kathleen? No, it's hard. I have no upper body strength. I don't want to churn any butter. There's butter at Kroger. Stop it. Stop acting like there's not Kerrygold butter available everywhere when there is. Update. I'm going to keep updating you guys on Nashville bars that are opening because it's astonishing.
Crazy.
I've already been to the new DraftKings. I've been to the new Barstool Sports one. Oh, they're just phenomenal. And the Garth Brooks one, you heard my review on that. Well, guess my niece, Emily and Claire are going to be so excited. They love Morgan Wallen. I love his voice too. I really like his albums. He's going to open a 6-story bar and restaurant in Nashville.
Fantastic.
It's going to be called This Bar.
Oh, there's a song.
There's a song, I believe, called that.
Yep.
I don't know the names of his songs. I just have it on Spotify. It's a 30,000 square feet venue, and they're all on Lower Broadway. Yeah. Nobody's getting the shaft yet. Eventually, these spots are going to be taken, and you're going to have to go up by the church, or you're going to have to go up by the train station. Somebody's going to get the shaft. But if you did get the shaft, I already made plans for that. I kind of want Ron to open. No comedian's done it. I think he should open tater salads.
Oh, fun.
And this is my promotional thing. Every drink you order, you get a free cup of tater tots.
Oh,
right?
Wonderful.
Doesn't that make you want to go in?
Oh my God.
Free tater tots.
Yeah,
as many as you can eat.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Wow.
Don't ever Google the amount of calories in a tater tot.
It's horrifying.
It's horrible, and I don't understand why. I looked at it the other day at some sports bar because they put the calories next to it. French fries were like 360. Tater tots, 770.
Yeah.
What are they doing to those things?
They hold a lot of grease.
Oh, they hold the grease? Is that it?
Little grease salt bombs. That's why you like them.
Each floor of this bar. See, I don't like this bar because it's like the hotel in Vegas. It's so fucking annoying. When the cab guy goes or the Uber guy, where are you going? The hotel? Right, what hotel? It becomes a who's on first thing. Right. Anyway, each floor of, quote, this bar and Tennessee Kitchen will feature photos and memorabilia of his childhood and his career this far. I mean, how many pictures we have? He's only 5?
Maybe his mom took a lot.
Maybe his mom took a lot of pictures. I don't know. And then they're gonna have a lot of food. But then here's the other ones that have here's who's got bars down there. Jason Aldean's. It's very nondescript. It's fine. I don't hate it. Dierks Bentley, Luke Bryant, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, Miranda Lambert's is very fun.
So fun.
And she's the only woman.
Yep.
Good for you.
Dolly's doing hers though.
Well, we don't know what Dolly's doing with that building. She just bought the building. Luke Combs and Eric Church are set to have bars open. And guess who else is doing a bar in downtown Nashville?
Stevie Nicks.
No, Stevie's not doing that. Stevie doesn't have time for business. Stevie's shopping for capes, playing with her dolls, and doing shows. Stop it. Decorating her tambourine every night in a different way. Stevie doesn't seem like a nose to the grindstone businesswoman. No. They say she doesn't even have a phone, and I would believe that.
She has all the money.
This is what they don't say about the super rich. Mm-hmm. And I'm not slighting these people. I get it. Like, if I didn't have to have a phone, I would not have a phone. I don't like it. But Stevie, probably has, 5 assistants. You have 5 live phones. Right. Your phones are alive. And they just tell you, hey, someone sent a message. And then you go, tell them I'm not available. I'm doing shows every night until I'm 87. I've already booked everything. Her energy at 75. Somebody posted she was in Maryland, Baltimore the night before, then the night before that, what I'm going to do this weekend. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
75.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stevie's not opening a bar in Nashville. No. Guess who's going to do it, though? And I don't know. As the committee leader, I might have an issue with this.
Okay.
John Bon Jovi.
Oh, man. I loved him in high school.
JBJ. It's going to be called JBJ's. Don't do that. People won't figure that out, especially when you're drunk. JBJ. They're not going to put it together.
It's called Living on a Prayer.
It's like Florida Georgia Line did the FLGA. Yeah, what?
NOP.
You're right. John Bon Jovi. I don't know. I think we're straying from what we're doing here.
Call it the boardwalk.
What we're doing here is country music, mostly.
Yep.
I mean, there are the bands that play in the bars here, for the record. They do, some of them play like Americana or pop, but it's the theme is country, and then they vary off that. And there's a couple funk bars in Printer's Alley that I love, where they play Prince, but they are saying outside of the bar, we are funk, we are not country. This is if you want to break from country.
We don't have
Tin Roof, which is a chain all around the country. I love Tin Roofs. Their bands play everything under the sun, from Marshall Tucker to Led Zeppelin to country. But I don't know. John Bon, I just don't think of him in Nashville. But he said he's recorded some albums here. Well, I mean, quite frankly, who hasn't?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. He seems like a nice guy. I just have to have a talk. You should open yours in Atlantic City.
Right.
Maybe he's opening more than one. I think of John Bon Jovi, I think of the East Coast, and I think of Jersey and Atlantic City and all that fun stuff. But Nashville?
No.
I don't know. Update!
Thank you for your endorsement.
I don't like it. I'm just saying. I say it's got to stay kind of country.
Yep.
That's why even if it was a comedian, it could be Foxworthy.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's already so many things called redneck. There's a tour bus that goes around here that says the redneck, the redneck comedy tour bus. And I'm like, that's kind of ripped right off of Foxworthy, but we'll just let that go. I'm sure Jeff's got so much money he didn't give a shit, but I mean, still.
Jelly Roll could start a bar.
Jelly Roll could start a bar, but Jelly Roll he has a country twang. He's from Tennessee. I mean, his songs can be a little.
But I mean, crossover,
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
There's nothing country about Bon Jovi.
No. But then, I don't know, maybe do the people from the East Coast want to come here and go to a John Bon Jovi bar? I would think that they're coming for the country.
Call Dory.
I'll call Dory. She's my East Coast representative. All things Philly or East Coast, Dory is contacted. And she's very sad because she missed all the Philadelphia Flyers dressed up like Rocky to enter the building. It was hilarious. Cool. Yeah. And she was up there. She could have gone.
Oh.
Yeah. Update. We have some super bad. The children. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, children termites, but you have to take responsibility for this because it's your group. Okay. My group is probably a little over the age of doing bad things. We've already done our bad things. Your group. Listen to this shit. This is them destroying more things to get attention for whatever the cause of the day is. Okay. Protesters pour red powder on U.S. Constitution enclosure, prompting evacuation of the National Archives. Okay. Here's why I'm going to give the children credit. Okay. I don't even know where the National Archives are. I assume they're in D.C. Yeah. I do not know what the U.S. Constitution enclosure is. I've never had any desire to see the U.S. Constitution. I believe it exists. I believe it's a historical piece of paper, but I don't really care.
Okay.
But the National Archives buildings and galleries were evacuated. The whole building
Oh my God.
Evacuated after 2 protesters dumped red powder on the protective case around the U.S. Constitution. There was no damage to the thing. I guess it's behind the thing, you know. They were, we are determined to foment a rebellion, one man says. We all deserve clean air, water, food, and a livable climate. Police then led the pair away. The National Archives Rotunda is a sanctuary for our nation's founding documents. They are here for all Americans to view and understand the principles of our nation. Archivist said of the United Colleen Shogun. We take vandalism very seriously, and we will insist that the perpetrators be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Oh, of course.
I mean,
It's ridiculous.
do you think that's going to do anything, guys? And then here's 2 more children. These 2 are very young. They look to be about 21. They threw soup at a Monet painting in the city of Lyon in France. They're climate people. In the face of climate emergencies, anguish is legitimate, admitted Lyon's mayor in response to the attack. They're from 2 activists from Riposte Alimentaire, which means food counterattack, through soup. How are we getting soup into these?
And why soup? Why not paint?
I don't paint or soup. How are you getting this in these
I'm just
places?
saying soup is stupid. If you're gonna really destroy
Soup's cheaper than paint.
you're destroying $1 billion.
But they're not destroying it because it's hitting the glass. They're just, all of this shit's behind glass, but you've fucked it up. Somebody's got to get new glass for it now. I'm sure you can't. I don't know how much Windex you can shoot at something, but if it's over a Monet, you probably got to make sure it's new and nice. Like, hey, there's some streaks over there. You missed a spot. Be like me, trying to do my own doors to get the cat paws off. Like, nah.
It's getting weird out there.
The museum confirmed the attacks to Art News and said that the room was immediately evacuated, and the National Police arrived to the scene to arrest the 2. But they let them right out. I mean, something more has to happen for them to stop this shit.
Okay.
The painting's it's protected by glass, it said. But they're super young, and I understand they're upset about the climate.
Right.
But you know what you'd be better doing is go protesting at a Fiji factory that's making 9 billion plastic water bottles. Talk about.
Or Aquafina.
But I do love Fiji, so if you could not do that one first.
Yeah. Aquafina.
Aquafina.
Yeah. Aquafina. It's Atlanta.
There's just got to be smarter ways than this.
Yeah.
This is just, and then here's the last one. Botticelli's Birth of Venus, targeted by climate activists in Florence. Protesters from the action group Last Generation, they're not even the same group. No, they should at least do that.
Right.
Call around. Let's get a Facebook page going here, huh?
Facebook.
Who's mad about the environment?
Snap me.
Join. Click. These 2 affixed images of environmental destruction to the glass panel. Well, at least they didn't throw anything. But again, you have tape or something, glue or something. How are we? No, you have to walk in empty-handed. Whatever you brought, no. The answer is no.
Right.
That's what I would say. Tough shit. If you don't like it, don't come in the museum. That's
Don't come to the museum.
This is a national student-led alliance that has selected its name because they consider themselves to be the last generation before reaching a tipping point on the Earth's climate system. The photos they overlaid over the birth of Venus depicted a flooded Tuscan town. The government continues to pretend that the fields did not burn in January, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to give them all the credit. I'm just saying, I don't understand security.
No.
I don't understand what is happening. We're going to get to that when I talk about the lady who made it all the way to Los Angeles.
It's a bad day. Bad day.
Update! I have a lot of updates this week. If you're not prepared for that, you don't care. Sir Rod Stewart,
Excellent.
If You Want My Body and You Think I'm Sexy, sells his entire music catalog for a whooping $100 million.
Wow.
I never pictured Rod as the writer.
No.
Maybe he is. I gotta Google it. Put Maggie May. See if Rod Stewart wrote that.
Okay.
I'm curious. I always pictured him as just the performer. And if you're just a performer, you can't be selling that. Well, you could sell your version, I guess. He's 79. He wrote it?
And Martin Quitterton.
Boy, Martin probably wasn't as sexy as Rod. That's why nobody knows who Martin is.
He's not.
Oh, he's not.
No.
You can see him. He's not. No. Okay. So he made a deal with Irving Azoff, who, by the way, is Stevie's manager. Irving. There's a nickname for Irving that makes me laugh very hard, but I don't think I should repeat it.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, maybe I can repeat it.
No.
All right. We'll save it for a different episode. And then when I say two words that make no sense, you'll know code. That was his nickname. And it has a little something with him being short.
A tiny man.
Tiny bit. He's tiny. So that's who Rod sold it. $100 million. Wow. Well, yeah, good for him. I didn't see him as a songwriter. Look at me being prejudiced because he's smoking hot. Little update on even now he's still sexy. I went to his show. I liked it because why? Cheap Trick was they were his the other act on the bill. So I went in to see them, and they're like, as Daxx always says, they're a bar band, like just on steroids. They're so good. I mean, it's like a bar band. And then Rod is a Vegas show. I mean. Even when he tried to do a Celtic thing, the drums had giant clovers on them. Like, you don't have to go that far with it, Rod. We get it. There are some Irish dancers, and then you got, the little things with clovers bonking off their head. We get it. They're doing an Irish dance. They don't have to look like leprechauns also. Just whatever.
With bagpipes.
Yeah, bagpipes. But it is a show. You get more than you paid for. I will say there's no cheapness in the budget there. Rod is bringing everybody. I'm like, all I do is look at it because I have to pay for these things on a much, obviously, smaller basis. But I'm like, fuck, how many hotel rooms do they need? Yeah. That's the shit that runs through my mind when they're all coming out. I'm like, there's another double room. There's another one.
The bagpipe needs its own.
Right. And how much are we paying extra to get that bagpipe bullshit on an airplane? Who's flying them? Who's charging?
A lap child.
Yeah, American ain't letting that on for less than $50. I can guarantee you that. So we went through the bands that were nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We don't know who the winners are, but Oasis was one of them. And those are the brothers, the Gallagher brothers, that fight like cats and dogs. And, I watched a whole thing on them. I didn't know a lot about them. And I'm not sure who's more angry, which brother. Like, it's confusing. One will be the jerk for a while, and then the other one will take a turn being a jerk. But their music's good. It's just they never seem that happy. No. And so they were nominated, and his feelings, he posted, fuck the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it's full of Bumba clarts. Oh. I don't even know what a Bumba clart is. What does that mean? See what it means.
You think it's going to be in Google?
It'll be in Google. Yeah, everything's in Google.
Oh. You want to know what it means in Jamaican?
I should have read. It means toilet paper?
It means ass cloth.
Ass cloth.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Is that what we're calling toilet paper?
Yes, it's Jamaican.
Okay.
It's an insult.
He's not the only one to criticize. He's not the only one to criticize it. So did Cher. Remember that? She didn't like it, and then because she hasn't been nominated, and she should have been.
Yeah, years ago.
She's had a hit in every decade. Mm-hmm. Like, come on. If we're not doing rock, if it can be anybody, right? Yeah. So that was Liam's response.
Take on it.
Yeah, can you imagine sitting there with your coffee? Hey, you've been nominated for the thing. Tell them to fuck off. Do you have any sugar? It's just so, violent out of the gate. Like, it's a nice thing that's being presented to you. If you politely want to decline, fine. But, tell those ass cloths I'm busy. Okay, Grandpa, you got it.
Like a pirate.
Update. Remember, we got a little overzealous when Russia attacked Ukraine, and we went and took all their yachts. Yeah. And then every week on this podcast, we talk about how much money it costs to keep said yachts, and where are we going to dock them, and how much the gas costs. Well, the U.S. government's now looking to sell them.
No.
Oh, there's a sale.
There's a yacht sale.
The government asked a judge for permission to sell a $300 million Russian supersized yacht seas in 2022. It's costing the taxpayers $600,000 a month to maintain. Yeah, it costs $360 in payments for the 348 foot vessel's crew, plus 75 grand for fuel and 165 grand in other maintenance like waste removal and food. It's called Amadea. It reportedly belongs to Suleiman Karamov. Amadea. Not Amadeus. The guy, he's worth $1 billion. He's 57 years old. That's who supposedly owns or owned it. But then they can't find the paperwork. Anyway, they're getting permission. It's going to go through. So if you want to, if you have $300 million, now just remember, 600, what is it? Oh, it's a $300 million, yeah. So
It's a deal.
but it's a steal. Go in. I think it's in San Diego, somewhere down there. Offer them $57,000.
Yeah.
This is what I'll take over the payment. So it's going to get to that point where you're just going to go, I don't even want the mortgage anymore. I don't want to deal with this shit. And then they'll have a fire sale. Don't bid yet. That's my update.
Don't bid.
That's my advice.
Advice.
Holy shit, they found it. This is from research assistant Heather in the desert. Heather of the desert. The recent discovery of wreckage of more than 600 feet deep down in Lake Superior solves one of the mysteries of the SS Arlington, a 240-foot bulk carrier that sank in 1940. But while the ship's resting place has finally been found, there's the matter of Captain Frederick Tatybug Burke's last moments. He went down with the ship.
Tatybug?
His name was Tatybug.
I like it.
I do too.
It's a good rap name.
The ship, fully loaded with wheat, set out on sail on April 30th, 1940 from Port Arthur, Ontario. Paddles. It was bound for Owen Sound, Ontario.
Nice.
Paddles, according to the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society, which announced the discovery on Monday. After dense fog, these Great Lakes are terrifying,
Totally.
especially at night in the winter. I would just be terrified. A dense fog turned into a storm. The ship began to take on water. They don't really explain how that happened.
Nope.
Right.
Just did.
Burke, the Tatybug, he countermanded an order from the ship's first mate to hug the shore. If you hug the shore, if you drive boats, you would know this. The waves are a lot less crazy and you're a lot closer to safety. So, and the wind isn't as bad as if you're in the middle. So,
Explanation.
yeah. Well, if you're ever caught in a storm, try to hug the bank. That is a normal thing. I don't know why this man did not decide to go along with that idea.
He was drinking.
I don't know. Maybe he was drinky drunk.
Yeah.
About 4:30 a.m., the ship started to sink, and the chief engineer sounded the alarm. The crew began to abandon ship, and everyone except Tatybug made it to safety. Along the they got aboard the Collingwood, a large freighter that was also on the lake that day. Could the captain have saved himself? I don't know what happened. Fred Gilbert was quoted saying in 1940, "She went down fast. We hardly had time to get lifeboats out. The ship was covered with ice. I got my hands frozen, shoving them over." Oh. They said he waved, Tatybug waved at the Collingwood from near his ship's pilot house just before it went down. Oh. I don't believe you have to go down with the ship if everybody's off.
Right.
Yeah.
Or not. Bye.
Pedals. God. You're for the death penalty and you're for saving yourself first. Bye. No, you're the captain. You take all that responsibility. You say, I'll go down with the ship.
If they're already underwater, what are you going to do?
Well, if they're already underwater, what if there's two left? Fuck them.
No, I'll get them.
You'll do that
Yeah.
as long as they haven't already gotten in the water.
Right.
Oh, what if they're in the water floundering about? Tough shit?
No, I'll help them.
Okay, you'll help them.
I was a lifeguard.
Yeah, okay. You were a lifeguard. Well, there you go.
We take that oath in Canada.
I wonder if he was Canadian. It doesn't say. Old Tatybug.
I'm going to Google him.
Well, I think he was a hero. You think he's an idiot. There you go. Captain Tatybug Burke. All right. Holy shit, they found it. I have one more. A dog walker's bone finds leads to near complete fossil of Titanosaur skeleton. Yes, this is crazy. A 70 million year old dinosaur bone was found by a man walking his dog, has turned out to be part of a near complete dinosaur fossil. The 25-year-old man named Damien Bochetto stumbled across the bones 2 years ago while walking in a forest near Mount Tuileries in the town of Harral, France. He's a paleontology enthusiast himself. He reported the discovery to the local cultural, archaeological, and paleontological association. It was found that the bone was part of a 30-foot-long fossilized titanosaur, which roamed the land over 70 million years ago.
Wow.
How crazy is that? Your dog comes back with one bone, and you just found a titanosaur.
Crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
These things have never happened to me.
Nope.
No. Like, when we had that dog in the Ozarks, I don't know, it'd come back with like a beer can. Huh. Yeah, nothing like.
Well, it is the Ozarks.
It's the Ozarks. Yeah, but you would think he could find some Native American stuff. Osage Indians. I mean, that was the tribe, the Osage. No, never found anything.
Maybe you had lazy dogs.
My mom finds a lot of arrowheads. That's her thing. Her and Jeff Foxworthy, my only two friends that are so nerdy. They spend vacation time doing that. So, good for that guy. And then some termites on Twitter. I will never call it X. He, by the way, is just. I will stay with the sinking ship of X.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't work like it used to. No. And the follower thing, like, you lose followers for no reason. I understand the bot cleaning in the beginning, and I'm glad we did that, and we should keep doing that. But then it gets to the point where you're just like, oh, you guys are just fucking with these numbers. Yeah. Like, whatever. It'll sink or not.
You'll be popular today.
Right. That's right. It's the devil you want, the devil you don't. Do I want Elon or do I want the cyborg Zuckerberg?
No.
Neither.
No.
Then I lean toward the Chinese on TikTok. And then, like I say in my act, they say, oh, well, they're stealing everything in your phone. Okay, go ahead. I hope the Chinese enjoy 1,300 pictures of cats. Because that's meow. And then you try to figure out which one's Chapo, which one's Kato, which one's Blanco, which one.
Baby cat.
Baby cat.
They're all baby cat.
Baby cat. So somebody sent me, I could actually get a job doing what I want to do, digging for archaeological stuff. They have a TV series called Digging for Britain, which has rekindled the nation's enthusiasm for what lies beneath our feet. Chance discoveries, often by farmers, and the work of the metal detectors who scrupulously report their finds to leads, and then I could go work on there. You don't even have to have any skills.
You have skills.
I do not have any skills for this. No, I do not.
No.
They take volunteers. 8,000 people have been participating over the years. It's since 1970. It requires a commitment of 2 weeks. I could do that.
Yeah, you could.
You get 2 periods in the season or 4 weeks. The 2 periods do not need to be consecutive. Well, thank you, because I still am employed.
Excellent.
I got to apply soon, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go to Sutton Suffolk. Yeah. It's kind of cool, though. I'll put the link if any of you termites want to do it.
We'll put it in the notes.
Schnotes.
I have an update.
Update.
Tatybug was Canadian.
Tatybug was Canadian.
Irish Canadian.
Irish Canadian. Mm-hmm. See? Then he does the right thing because he's a real, true seaman.
He took the oath.
Took the oath. Mm-hmm. News! These are the drunkest fans in the NFL. They rated them all. It made me laugh. And then I sent it to all my friends that are fans of all these various teams. This is not what I would have expected at all. Nope. If you would have said to me the drunkest, I would have said Pittsburgh. And I say that as a compliment. Green Bay. Yeah. Except they take the football really seriously, but they do really tailgate beforehand and after. So does Pittsburgh. I know. I don't know. I just picture there's just more people in Pittsburgh, I guess. I don't know what I'm thinking. But those would have been a couple of my guests that I would have thrown out
Definitely
there.
Top 5.
Yeah. Number 1. The Tennessee Titan fans.
I don't blame it.
Well, I have attended a lot of Titans games, and here's the thing. You need to drink as much as you can afford to pretend you're watching another team. That's how I feel about that.
Totally.
Oh, these aren't the Titans. These are the Eagles this week. And then in my mind, I change it. No, here's the weird thing. I've been to a million Titans games. I never feel like there's any drunk idiots there.
No.
I don't. And there's kids there. It's very family friendly, especially for football. There's not like I've been to some Eagles games where shit could get heated. I've been to Raiders games where stuff could get, I've seen fights in areas. Never the Titans game. No. So, I don't know.
And you walk in,
how,
there's a Jack Daniels.
There's a whole Jack Daniels thing. There's whiskey bars everywhere, moonshine shots. The alcohol's there. Number 2. Hello, my friend Bill Crawford. Pittsburgh Steelers. The Colts are number 3.
You're kidding.
I just
They're
don't.
inside.
They are inside. I think you drink more outside. I do. I always drink more outside. Unless it's freezing, and I can't hold a beer, and then I have to go find hot liquor. And sometimes that's hard. It was hard at the Chiefs game. I found some sort of hot chocolate infused with Jack Fire or something. It was great.
So good.
Number 4, the Atlanta Falcons. I don't
Inside.
picture it. 5, the New Orleans Saints. Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense to me. The most sober, Kansas City Chiefs.
What?
Yeah.
They have a culture of winning.
Well, they tailgate heavily. I mean, I've been. I was just there this year.
They eat a lot of barbecue too.
They do eat a lot. That might offset the drunkie. Yeah. They have a lot of ribs and barbecue. Yeah. Everything out there is really good. The most sober, the Washington Commanders. Well, as Lewis Black would agree with me, you should get the most drunk. Right. If you have to sit there and watch the Commanders and they're named the Commanders. What a horrible choice. Number 3, the Giants, the New York Giants. Huh. I don't know, never been. Don't know enough about it. 4, Baltimore Ravens. What's going on, Baltimore? Your team's good.
I think when you leave the stadium, it's dangerous.
When you leave the stadium, it's dangerous?
Yeah, downtown Baltimore is dangerous.
Downtown Baltimore? Yeah. And number 5, the Los Angeles Chargers. I do not picture that at all. I never picture people in California being like Midwest or East Coast drinkers. I just don't, because they don't. Wow. And they don't love beer. Like, I mean, there's people that love beer, but I mean, like, a lot of the bars, it's not like where, I don't know. It's easier to find a fancy cocktail in Los Angeles than it is to find a whole shit, like a beer bar where there's like 100 beers. That is not easy to find. I just cannot believe the Titans took the number 1 spot. Speaking of sports, and then we'll move on from sports, Adam Silver, he's in charge of the NBA. He's revealed 6 cities being considered for NBA teams, for expansion teams. Oh. Here's the rumors. Okay. Las Vegas. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seattle. They lost the Supersonic. Where'd they go?
Stand by.
Who'd they become?
Somebody's listening right now yelling at us.
Supersonics. The Kraken's the best new name that anybody's come up within a long time, I think.
Oklahoma City.
They went to Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. Okay, I thought New Orleans had to go to Oklahoma City after Katrina. Nope. I made that up.
You did.
Okay.
Fake news.
Fake news. Mm-hmm. I'm here for it. I'm here to deliver it. I'm here to listen to it. Mexico City.
Oh no.
Why not?
Well, there's border problems there.
Border problem? Nah, they fly them in a private jet. They land. You get here's our 38 passports. Here's the tall people. Yeah. Vancouver. That would do well. Yeah, I think.
The Grizzlies went to Memphis though. Remember?
Oh yeah, they went to Memphis.
Yeah, they lost it. Yeah.
I don't think you would be considered for another team if you already lost a team. And I say that coming from St. Louis, and we have lost 2 football teams.
A lot going on there.
It's a lot of problems there. The next city, Nashville.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, they're looking for cities that have the corporate money. Nashville does have a lot of corporate money. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how much people care about basketball. They care about college sports. That's the thing with the South. Right. The South gives all of their shits to college. Mm-hmm. Even the Titans' loyalty is not like any other cities I've been to. Like, it's just, they like them, and they want them to do good, but it's not like their passion for the Tennessee, the Knoxville. Right. And then Montreal is being considered. I don't see the...
They're all into the Raptors, so,
Well, Montreal is a little artsy-fartsy. I love Montreal. I love old city Montreal the best, but it's kind of Frenchy.
They lost the Expos.
They just, you lost the Expos. Well,
I didn't.
You did.
No.
Alabama. I love Alabama for reasons like this. The whole South is constantly just to hold my beer. One state does something dumb, the next state does something dumber. And Missouri, I'll get to that in a minute about our amount of dumb. This one's funny dumb, though. Alabama station in disbelief after 200-foot radio tower was stolen. How the fuck do you do that?
Did you not hear motors?
Thieves stole a 200-foot radio tower and other equipment from a building. The station, WJLX, sent a landscaping crew on the site Friday for spring cleaning, only to find out that the 200-foot radio tower was gone.
Spring cleaning.
Go clean that tower. Come on. When a crew member called the station's general manager to break the news, he was in disbelief. What do you mean the tower's gone? Are you sure you're in the right place? Okay, who are you talking to that you think didn't go to the right place? There's only so many radio towers within this area, okay? He said, I actually use more colorful words than that, Brett Elmore recounted to NBC News. He said, there's wires all over the ground and the tower is gone. Not only was the radio tower stolen, but a nearby building was also vandalized. When Elmore heard that the door was left ajar, that's when reality was starting to set in, that something bad had happened.
That's funny.
The thieves stole every piece of equipment from the building, including a transmitter. Elmore has filed a police report. There was a meeting yesterday between the owner and the investigators concerning the matter. So-and-so said, at this point, we're still lacking information. We still have to conduct a full-fledged investigation. You guys can't even afford a Ring doorbell to put out there? I mean, this is your radio tower. But also, what is someone going to do with it? This is my favorite part that nobody ever follows up on. When hillbillies commit a crime, the idea is thought out, but usually only about 32%.
Right.
And then that other percent
Tiny percent.
is just it's like on January 6th when you busted into the Senate.
Uh-huh.
Now what?
Right.
Are you going to form your own government? There is no plan.
No.
So these people who stole this, I want follow-up. I want an update. Unfortunately, the site was not insured. They have no insurance on their shit.
What?
We're a small market station, but we're going to get back. We're going to go back on the air as soon as we possibly can. Come on, Alabama. Let's do a GoFundMe. I'll be there in Huntsville this weekend. I'll start it. I'm going to start it so you can get your radio back. This is bullshit. It doesn't say what town it's in. Let's talk about the ticketless passenger.
Yes.
Nobody
knows this. This is all local.
No, this made national news because it's the second.
Should have.
It's the second time now, like in a month, it's happened. Somewhere else, the other one wasn't Nashville. I need a drink of my Bloody Mary. It's melting. I gotta stir it up.
Because it's such a good vodka.
The vodka's wonderful, and my Old Bay seasoning is floating to the bottom, and I can't have that. No. A woman managed to bypass TSA security checkpoint at Nashville to board a flight to LA last week, all without a boarding pass. She had nothing. They say the woman, who's not been charged as of Thursday, why aren't you charged?
Right.
Why aren't you arrested? Hopped over one of the stations.
Wait, she's not arrested?
It said she's not been charged. She might have been arrested, but I don't know if she's been officially charged. She hopped over one of the security stanchions at Nashville International Airport, bypassing. By the way, Nashville just spent all of their pesos, saving up all their money to build a beautiful, brand new one entryway. It used to be different. Like you go Southwest, your security was over here. Delta, it's over here. Yep. Now it's all one shebang, and it's supposed to be the highest end of all technology. The new things that look like CAT scan machines absolutely suck. Everybody knows it, including the TSA people, because anytime I throw a tiny fit, just a tiny fit,
It's bad when you do it.
well, they all agree. They hate it too. And they'll tell you that if they like you enough. She said she blended in back into the security line after bypassing the first checkpoint.
Oh my God.
Well, I will say, from going to the Nashville airport, a shit ton. Once they look at your stuff, but I'm saying look at your stuff, sometimes the lines kind of converge all together and it's a bit of a cluster. But I don't know how you made it past the podium. She went where there was no podium. She jumped. Nobody noticed that?
Exactly.
Hey, who's Mary Lou Retton down there flying over our stanchions? God.
She did a backflip.
They said there was nothing illegal or suspicious on her person or her bags. She continued away from the security checkpoint without incident. Once inside, the woman was able to board a flight to L.A. The FBI's Los Angeles field office confirmed. It's pretty astonishing, to tell you the truth. So-and-so, a traveler from Florida, said. TSA obviously failed at their job. The problem is they have like 4 new ones that aren't in action yet, way down at the end. I'm imagining that's where she like jumped over something, nobody noticed it. But the thing is I'm only 5 foot tall. It's 3.5 feet high. So your jump should be noticed.
Right.
It's not like I hopped over a 1 foot thing.
Or slid under.
TSA is reviewing the circumstances. Now I'm going to act like one of the serious people. TSA is reviewing the circumstances of this matter, but can confirm that the traveler in question was physically screened along with their carry-on items without incident at the Nashville airport. Right. They're cooperating with the ongoing law enforcement, and the TSA, in the statement, TSA also said airlines are responsible for barring unticketed travelers from their flights. Oh, now you're going to try to put it on the airline. Yes, they are equally responsible for allowing that woman on without a boarding pass. But she shouldn't have gotten there.
But how also did she get on the plane?
I don't know. I mean, like when you stand in line and you show them your boarding pass, she followed someone, it said. But how did somebody wasn't paying attention?
Was it Southwest? Or Spirit?
No, I think it's American. A similar incident occurred last year when a Russian man flew from Europe to LAX without a ticket. A spokesperson for the FBI said the woman was detained and questioned. Well, how did they know when she landed? This is the other thing I don't understand. Why was she detained in LA if nobody knew she was this invisible customer?
Right.
How'd they find that out? They do a head count and go, shit, we have an extra person, but we've already taken off?
They do a head count before they close the door.
They don't do a head count on those big ones. I believe it was American.
They do on the big ones. They have to.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Ask any of our termites that work for
Well, if they do a head count, they fuck that up too because they left with an extra person.
Many things were fucked up.
100 to 1, it's American. It doesn't say. But they're the ones with the most direct flights to LA out of Nashville.
True.
Merkin.
Mm-hmm. You know who it wasn't? Delta.
It wasn't Delta.
It wasn't Delta.
It wasn't my precious Delta. Don't ever speak bad of Delta. No. This idea has, since I've printed this down, has come down crashing like a bad firework. A bill working its way through the Tennessee legislature could put a chill on cold beer sales in the state.
Oh my God.
I don't know whose idea this was. Well, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
But on the list of bad ideas you can bring to work on Monday, I would have told this guy, I don't know what happened over the weekend, but you need to take that idea and just go home now.
Bye-bye.
And think about yourself and think about what you just said out loud. According to its summary on the state website, SB, this bill they're proposing, prohibits a beer permittee from selling at retail refrigerated or cold beer. It passed by 2 votes in the Senate, was referred to a committee. It was introduced by Senator Paul Rose and Representative Ron Gant, who represent parts of West Tennessee near the Memphis area. They don't want people to be able to sell cold beer, like a gas station,
Right.
because they think you're automatically going to drink it in the car.
I gotta slam it right now.
So I'm going to slam it right out of the airport. I'm getting out of this airport. I'm so tired. I'm going to stop at 7-Eleven. Maybe I have done this. You would think, by the way I just said that,
Right.
that maybe I have been known to do that.
Specific spot.
That just, but most of the time you're buying cold beer because it's on your way to somewhere where you're going to open the beer when you get there.
Right.
Oh, it's a Super Bowl party. What am I going to do to bring fucking hot beer? If I forgot to go get it beforehand, I got to go get it at...
You won't be popular.
You will not be a popular person. He said it might not fix the problem, but it makes the alcohol less readily available. Or people just put coolers in their car. Listen, people work around laws. We see the evidence in many accidents where alcohol is found in the car, beer cans, beer bottles. And as we see it on the side of the road, in many of our roads across the gun and across the state and every country, you see many beer bottles, beer cans that litter our highways.
Stop it. You can't make this about littering. Fuck
He's
off.
trying to make it about littering. Every once in a while, you don't see it like you did in the 70s. But in the 70s, everybody threw everything out their windows. I remember my dad, on vacations going, give me all that McDonald's trash. And we'd all pass it from the back of the station wagon. And he'd just wing it out the window. And I'm like, oh my God. Even as a kid, I was like, you probably could have waited till we got to the next gas station and put it in a trash can. And then they came out with the ad with that Native American guy crying about littering, and people actually paid attention to it.
Right.
Yeah, that guy. My favorite anti-littering person was Lady Bird Johnson. I wish she was the first lady, because she said, stop littering and stop. That was her thing. Stop littering. Stop throwing bad shit out your windows. Instead, I, Lady Bird Johnson, am a huge fan of the Texas blue bonnet wildflower, and it can grow anywhere, basically. It's kind of almost a weed, and every American received seeds in the mail.
Stop it.
I'm about that. That's what I'm about. See, I want to see if I throw seeds out a window of my car, will shit start growing up and down the road that I live on, or maybe the highway.
We get a free Canadian flag if we write to the parliament.
And then the breweries went crazy. The gas stations went crazy.
Yes.
They have a saying, cold is gold for the beer. Yeah. This isn't, it's already dying a slow death. But I mean, you're going to take cold beer out of every gas station,
Yeah.
does that mean Target too? Or whoever? I mean, I don't know. Liquor laws are so different in every state. If I ever did a one-woman show, which I will never do, it would be on liquor laws. Because some of them are so ridiculous that it's hilarious. The shit you have to do to get alcohol in some places. It really made me glad I grew up in Missouri. Alcohol is available anywhere, everywhere. Gas stations, grocery stores. There's not these separate stores, state-run, communistic liquor bullshit. Oh, you can buy your beer here, then you got to get in your car. If you want a bottle of something for your friends, you're going to need to go over there. And then, oh, my God.
Yep. We should do one state per episode.
Liquor laws? They're very, very strange. I had no idea until I started going on the road as a comedian. And I remember in the state of Washington, the comic I was with, I don't remember his name, he was like, well, I want to get some liquor, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why didn't we get it in there? In the grocery store. He's like, there's no liquor in there. I'm like, what?
Where are we?
What kind of communist bullshit is this? We had to go to a state-run.
A liquor store.
Yeah, and I'm like, why is there ever a sale if the state's running it? There's not.
That's what it's like in Canada.
If it says there's a sale, it's bullshit. Yeah. It's not really a sale. No. You just overpriced it to begin with.
Right.
That's all you did.
We're not voting for you.
Here's some sad news for those of you that are fans of Pop-Tarts. William Post, the inventor of the Pop-Tart, died at age 96.
Oh.
Yep. Seinfeld's doing a whole movie about this. I read about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, about Pop-Tarts.
Does he like Pop-Tarts?
He did as a child, apparently. He has a joke about it. This guy worked as a plant manager for Michigan-based Heckman Biscuit Company, later known as Keebler. When Kellogg's asked the company to create a new breakfast product, the Pop-Tart inventor began his career as a part-time worker in high school washing trucks at Heckman. After serving in the Army, Air Corps, and occupied Japan during World War II, he returned to the company and worked up the corporate ladder. By 21, he was the personnel manager of the company and worked in all aspects of the business, including sales and production. That's when Kellogg's executives approached him. The executives had an idea of something like a piece of pie in the shape of a slice of bread, 4 marks around the edge, 2 pieces of dough with some filling in it. He took the idea and turned it into a real product.
That's awesome.
I love Pop-Tarts, hot or cold. I don't even care.
The cherry ones are so
I know. He said, I assembled an amazing team that developed Kellogg's concept of the shelf-stable toaster pastry in a fine product we could bring. I'm sure they're not good for you because I have had some in my golf bag and they were just fine 2 years later.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
Not even crunchy.
But I like that.
Yeah.
I don't care. They debuted in 1964.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're almost as old as Pop-Tarts.
I'm 1 year older than Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 1 year younger.
I was going to say.
Yeah, see? That's why I can't do the math.
Yeah, I'm not correcting your math anymore.
The original flavors were strawberry, love it. Blueberry, pretty good. Brown sugar cinnamon, that's for my mom. And apple currant, no.
Gross.
Yeah, they've sold $3 billion in 2022. That's how many Pop-Tarts, $3 billion.
Whoa.
Post moved to Illinois and began working at Keebler corporate offices. He retired as a senior vice president at 56, but stayed on as a consultant for the next 20 years. Bye-bye, Bill.
Fantastic.
Thank you for your contribution to the United States of American culture.
You did well.
I am going to get into, I keep saying I'm going to tell you guys about Satoshi Nakamoto, which is a name.
Yep.
We don't even know if it's a real person, but there's an Australian man named Craig Wright who claims that he is Satoshi. There's a big court drama going on right now, and it's way too complicated. I understand it, but I also am into crypto and into Bitcoin. It's too hard to break down for people who aren't interested, and maybe will never be interested. But what I can tell you simply is this man claims he invented it. And right now, there's billions, about 96 billion in a crypto account that he claims is his. So this claim,
6.5, yeah.
but he has to prove you're Satoshi.
Right.
And they're really, I don't know. The shit that they keep showing up that's shown in the trial, I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it could be him.
Right.
But why isn't anyone else coming forward and saying, no, it's me with more proof? Now, that's not the reason to find the man
It's a lot of money, though.
telling the truth or not, but you can't compare it to what isn't being said. But I do think it's odd if someone else is Satoshi, why they aren't coming forward and saying this guy's full of shit.
Right.
The thing is going on in London, but I'm gonna there's a bunch of people that say he's just falsifying the whole thing. He's forged documents that go way back.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I don't know. He looks like your standard issue white guy roaming around, probably good at computers. You could look at him and think, yeah, I bet he's a computer guy.
Right.
The original Bitcoin, it was published in 2008. That's when crypto became alive.
Okay.
Which, by the way, it's on fire right now. If you
Bitcoin's
have
insane.
Ethereum or Bitcoin,
Yeah.
it's insane. Do you have a lot of money? Would you like to buy an English castle? I got one for sale.
Does it come with a bagpipe?
It's $12 million. I've seen a lot of auction items that have sold for a lot more that are ridiculous.
12 million?
That's all. That's cheap
Yeah,
for what you're getting.
totally.
Yeah. Appleby Castle in the UK has had a slew of owners since its 900-year lifespan, and now you can be one too. Located in Cumbria, a county in northwest England bordering Scotland, the centuries-old structure has hit if it's bordering Scotland, though, you gotta get chilly. You gotta get cold up there.
Very cold.
It's not like anywhere they're super warm, but it is tend to be colder up there. It's hit the market for $12 million. Originally built in the 12th century, the historic spread hasn't changed hands in 27 years since it was scooped up by the seller Sally Nightingale. Doesn't that sound so British?
Yes.
Oh,
Hi,
let's go over to Sally Nightingale's. She turned the castle into a hotel in 2013 following her divorce, but left a 7,700 square foot wing for herself. Set on 25 acres within the picturesque Eden Garden, the Eden Valley, the Grade 1 listed property is positioned on the edge of the Lake District, England's largest national park. Oh, wow, you won't have neighbors.
No.
Nobody can build.
Nope.
Great.
Bad weather.
Its varied history goes back all the way to Roman times. It was most famously owned by Hugh de Morville, a knight known for assassinating Thomas Becket, Archbishop of Canterbury. It fell into the hands of another family. It's unique. I don't know. Even if there were just two of you, though, it would just be...
Cold.
There's a traditional Norman century round tower, 3 cottages, a walled garden, and a tennis court. Better change that to pickleball or nobody's buying it.
No one's coming over.
Nobody's coming over to play tennis anymore.
No.
Pickleball. Should turn the entire grounds into a pickleball thing. She's restored and converted a big area into a museum park. 22 bedrooms, 19 bathrooms, 20,000 square feet of living space inside the castle.
Staff.
They have a gym, a hot tub, a game room.
So do you.
Right. Have fun storming the castle. I like it.
Fun.
Very fun. Can we, well, how much time do I have? Okay.
You got lots of time.
Lots of time. Well, I have a lot of stuff.
That's okay. We're only at 107.
Okay. This is crazy. Oh, I forgot to say too. Sorry, I'm going to hopscotch a little bit here. If you haven't watched Feud, I already talked about it. The man who plays Truman Capote,
Awesome.
Jessica Lange is in it, Callista Flockhart, all these women that were really good actors. And
Demi
then
Moore.
Demi Moore is in it. Chloe Sevigny. I probably don't ever say that right. It's just amazing.
Diane
Who?
Lane.
Oh, Diane Lane. Yeah, she's a big player in this. And they're just phenomenal. The whole thing is phenomenal. But if you'd like to extend on that, you can go watch the Capote tapes,
Fun.
which is also fun. 90% of the time on this podcast, I like to talk about positive things, not like an over-optimistic person. I can't stand being around those
That's
people.
not who you are.
No, that's not me. When somebody says, oh, I'm so driven and blah, 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 my first thought is you need medication. That's why I think there's something wrong with you. Like if you want to do that much in a day, you're running from something. Where's the break? Where's beer time? I don't understand what you... Anyway, I got tricked. I don't usually speak negatively. I got tricked by Nicole Kidman because I think Nicole Kidman is just a wonderful actor. I've never not liked anything Nicole Kidman has done. And the acting in this thing was phenomenal. It's called Expat. I believe it was on Netflix.
Yep.
There should have been a warning for normal people. This is a weird art house film.
Right.
You will not understand the beginning, the middle, or the end.
No.
4 episodes, and when it was over, I'm like, what?
Right.
What the fuck just happened? And Nicole was great. The guy who plays her husband is great. Everybody in it was a good actor. I'm not saying anything shitty about the acting.
Right.
It was just the dumbest. I was so mad. I'm like, they should put art house on those kind of movies so that the art house people who like that kind of shit and they want to study acting and all that, great, you go do that. I need feud. I need some little man playing the gayest man on earth ever, running around smoking and just going, I don't know, this is crazy. I want that. I don't want, so I'm just saying, if you're not, and the other thing I did watch, speaking of watching, A Night of Pop, that was a fun, it's about the day they made, the night they made the song, We Are the World. The biggest reason to watch it, in my opinion, is to watch Bob Dylan in the midst of it all, just going, I don't know what's happening. He did not fit, and he was so patient. The swing went on all night long, like till 6 a.m. I don't know how Lionel Richie is as productive and smart as he is, but he is. Wow. He's wonderful in the documentary. I preferred him as a Commodore. But as an individual artist, he had some hits. I just didn't like the dancing on the ceiling. The Commodores were better. But he's wonderful in the show. The look on Bob Dylan's face, and then I saw somebody, because the whole thing through, he's just holding his paper like this. Okay, is it my turn? Am I supposed to? I won't say anything. Because he can't hit those notes. No. It's not how he sings. No. Well, somebody put on Instagram a picture, a clip from the show, and it's Bob just looking at his notes like this. And the thing says, when you've dropped acid and the acid starts to wear off and you realize you've joined a children's choir. It's so worth it. It's a trip down memory lane. Cyndi Lauper and Bruce Springsteen and Michael. There's a lot of Michael for the children. Everybody's in it. There were people I forgot that were there. That's just a fun, brainless. Anyway, so that's enough about what. I just keep. I can't say enough good things about Feud. It's just so great.
When does it come out? Wednesdays?
It comes out on Wednesday, so you have to be patient and wait for the next one. And we're getting to the end. I'm almost to the end, so I know he's going to die soon because I know what age he died and I know what happened. And I'm very sad because then it's just going to be over. And I don't have anything good new to binge.
Do the dragon.
That's my baby dragon. It's a dragon being born.
Yep. Fiona.
This is crazy. So this is what made me think of it because I loved that I think it was like a 3 to 5 episode thing called Chernobyl. Yes. And then if you really like that, you should go to YouTube and watch the babushkas of Chernobyl. These are the old ladies that never left and they live. It's unfucking believable.
We talked about it on the podcast.
A long time ago I talked about it, but if there's new people, anyway. So
new termites.
You know, it was so sad in Chernobyl because they ran around the town and shot all the dogs. Yeah. Right. Well, some lived. That's good news. And nature will do its thing. Mutant wolves exposed to Chernobyl disaster have evolved a new superpower. They're cancer resistant.
What?
Yeah. Cool. So maybe we all need to go live by a nuclear power plant, have it go off, try to survive, and then see if we're cancer resistant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. A team of researchers found the animals at the Chernobyl evacuation zone. There's some TikTokers sneaking in there, too.
That's your science kicking in.
The children.
Right
there. Yeah. That's my science. Well, if it happened to them, why not us?
Let's do it.
Light that thing on fire at 4 o'clock. They have genetically altered their immune systems and show a resilience to cancer. These findings gave hope to researchers that the result can be used to find cure for human cancer patients.
That's awesome.
And they have black wolves there, too, and those are the most awesome looking, I think. Yeah, since the power plant explosion in 1986, humans were evacuated from Chernobyl and their surrounding areas to avoid extreme levels of radiation. The absence of human has allowed the wildlife to flourish and thrive in the zone, which contains 11 millirem of radiation, 6 times the allowed exposure amount for human workers. Grizzly bears and bison stroll among the trees. Lynx and fox slink along the grass. Bears, boar, elk, and raccoons, and more than 200 species of birds call the area home. That's great for the animals.
Yeah, that's great.
They're probably having the biggest party ever. They're like, remember before 1986 when all those asshole people were here? This is phenomenal. Look at us go. We're cancer resistant. We're changing colors. The frogs are black now. They've changed the green ones. Yep, their skin for some reason has turned black.
Wow. Okay.
Well, you'd blend in, I guess, just as good as green.
God.
So there you go. Go watch Chernobyl, and then watch that. We're going to talk about this SAT thing next time because it's a little more than I really had anticipated, and I also think I did tell you I'd tell you the number 1 spring break destination. So this one surprised me. The only reason I am hyper aware of spring break is because I have to travel every week, and the children start arriving at the airport in March. My favorite 2 months to fly are January and February because it's just business people.
Yep.
Nothing against the families, nothing against vacation, nothing against spring breakers in general. It's just I have to travel for work.
Right.
They're all not. And then the tickets are more expensive and it's crowded and it's crazy. But anyway, the children start spring break. It seems like now it can go anywhere from March 1st to April 15th.
Yeah.
It becomes longer and longer and longer.
And then they work around Easter.
Yeah. The number 1 destination, and I would have totally picked somewhere in Florida. It's not.
I don't know.
It's New Orleans.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Are you kidding?
I'm not. It's also the most dangerous.
Right.
Well, and it's going to be super dangerous if you're one of the drunk girls.
Yes.
I have sat on Bourbon Street at a hotel.
Never good.
I've sat up on, there's a hotel that has little balconies. Well, a lot of them do. And I've watched like a drunk girl go down the wrong street or off the main drag. And I think, I wish I had a bullhorn as an old person to go, turn around. You are in harm's way. Hello, I am speaking to you from this balcony. I have drank also tonight, but I am not wandering around in high heels that are now in my hands. Yeah, I do. I see that shit. I don't know. I love New Orleans, and I feel safe, but I know what to do. But as a drunk 20-something, I might not have known any of that.
Right.
And you think you're just doing nothing. You take your heels off, and you're wandering home. And then I'm like, you're going to get, there's bad things on these streets. As far as your feet go, you don't want to step on shit anyway.
Kidney robbers. Remember all that?
People robbing kidneys.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
I know.
Yeah.
My sister said that once when I was going to Vegas. Well, don't let anybody come in your room because they're going to steal your kidneys. What did you just say? Oh my God. First of all, who would I be allowing in my room? Second of all, maybe another comic, but I've never heard of another comedian stealing someone's kidneys. They put you in an ice bath. I don't know that I believe that. I think that's a rumor.
Oh, an urban legend?
Urban legend, yeah. But I think they'll steal your purse. I think you could get beat up or raped or not just New Orleans. I'm saying any area where there's drunk girls and a couple break off from the crowd. You can't let your friends break off. Nashville? Yeah, but Nashville's safer than New Orleans. You can go down side streets in Nashville and the odds are nothing bad is going to happen.
No.
And I say this loving New Orleans more than any city in America. It is my favorite city.
I didn't know that.
By a million.
Okay.
Spooky, haunted, history, the cemeteries, the Catholic thing, all of it. I love it.
I like it.
The architecture, bring on the Frenchies. Let's do it. They're just wonderful.
The food's good.
The food, the music, the vibe.
So good.
But, with that comes some danger. It's the most popular. That's New Orleans also had the worst safety scores, especially for nighttime, out of all the popular spring destinations. I would say if you just start drinking early, go out for breakfast, start with the mimosas. Just get your ass home by midnight.
Right.
And then I think you're okay.
Right.
But I say that as a parent, who I wouldn't, as if I was a parent to someone, but I also wouldn't say that if it was my daughters, not being sexist, but they're probably not going to be as strong as your sons, I would say, you need to be home by 11. And then as a girl, I would have said to my parents, that is bullshit. How can he get it down there? Anyway. In 2022, New Orleans had the highest murder rate in the United States. However, homicides dropped. We're getting better. 27% last year from 266 to 193 in 2003. That was good.
There you go.
Then here's the next ones.
Okay.
The four most popular after New Orleans. Shocking. How rich are the children? That's all I kept thinking reading this. Punta Cana.
What?
I didn't go there until I was like 45.
Yeah.
And it was work. It was a corporate gig.
Yeah. And you went, holy shit.
Dominican Republic, another place I went.
Right.
With John Panette for a corporate gig.
Next to Haiti.
Las Vegas.
Vegas. Fun.
Vegas can be cheap and affordable. I get it. Go downtown. Beers are still $5. It's fine. That one I understand being affordable for normal college kids.
Right.
Here, how about this one? Maui.
Maui? Fuck you.
How rich are the children?
They're all living in a home.
Yeah. And then the last one, Cabo San Lucas. Okay, that's fine. That's like the Midwest people can get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cheap. Maui.
I mean, I would have said Fort Lauderdale,
Yep.
Panama City,
The Panhandle.
the Panhandle for sure.
West End.
Yeah, this is a crazy list. Besides New Orleans, the four most dangerous spring break destinations are San Juan, Puerto Rico. I've been to Puerto Rico, but I wasn't in San Juan. I went and did another corporate gig at some fancy resort. Nassau, the Bahamas. I've never been.
Been on a cruise.
Maui is dangerous.
Maui?
And Montego Bay, Jamaica. I know that is, yeah.
Jamaica's dangerous.
Yeah, Jamaica, to leave the resort. My friend went with me, and they were like, yeah, you should take the van, and then it drops you off at the back of the restaurant in the alley, and then when you're done eating, call the resort van.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is weird. Yeah.
Excellent.
We have two feel-good stories.
Great.
Yeah. These make me happy for my people, meaning Delta.
I was going to say, who are your people?
Delta. Okay. And then I got to do my thank yous. And then my quotes. So whatever timeline you're on, that's what's happening.
Okay.
With no words, Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bastian just taught the most important kind of leadership, and employees are thrilled. On Wednesday, Delta paid its employees their share of 2023 profits totaling $1.4 billion. It's an annual tradition. Yay, shout out to Kim and yay. What about Yvonne and Atlanta? These are the bars, by the way. These are the Delta clubs. I'm shouting out my friends. Tony, go get it, man. Get your money. They paid their employees more than $11 billion in total. It's also the seventh time Delta has paid more than $1 billion in profit sharing. It seems obvious if you work for Delta, today was a good day. Delta says this year's profit sharing is equal to 10.4% of your employees' eligible compensation. That's right. That means they'll receive more than a month's worth of pay as a one-time bonus. How awesome is this?
Love it.
This is how you keep a good...
Workforce.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the ones in the lounge, you graduate as you get old. I like that the friends in the lounge are my age, the ones that work there, because they're like, I can't deal with the actual general public anymore. I can't. They put in their time, and then they're like, can I go to the Delta Lounge where people who fly every goddamn week are there that are just normal flyers? Like, I can't deal with the spring break children and 27, whatever.
Flying in first class.
It's just great. And, I always think, because sometimes I do corporate gigs and people reward their salespeople with this vacation somewhere. And it could be fun and it could be nice, but it's also, I bet they'd have rather just had 10 grand.
Oh my God,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're fun, but they have to attend little functions and shit. I wouldn't want to do all that.
You don't want to party with your work friends.
So good for Delta. I'm going to ask the kids in the lounge next week how excited they are. Here's my feel-good story.
Okay.
A cat lost for 4 years turns up over 150 miles from Northern Ireland home.
Wow.
They found it.
Oh my God.
The beloved cat who disappeared in November of 2019 from the family in Bangor, County Down on Northern Ireland coast turned up last week in Galway, in Western Ireland. It's all the way across the country.
I was thinking,
Yep. Wow. A man in the village of Moy Cullen noticed a stray roaming around the outside of the Super Value supermarket, appeared ill, and took him to a local vet. He had the cat flu. He was very docile but friendly. He had a bit of pain, and he was tense, but he still wanted human attention. The cat had a microchip, but a search of Ireland's pet database yielded nothing. Then they tried EuropeNet, because Northern Ireland is technically part of the EU, so it wouldn't be in Ireland per se. It covers 26 European countries, and they found a match. Wow. They discovered his name was Blueberry. He was 10 years. He was 10 years old, and he started his odyssey 4 years earlier, more than 150 miles away.
That's great.
I know. I think if I don't get these cats fed every single day at a certain time, they're all going to die. That's how I think. This cat made it 4 years on his own. And,
You're good.
Right. My quote, feral cats need to man up. Blueberry went on a trip with no money, no food, no luggage.
Came home.
Boom, he's fine. He looks very healthy. He's quite stocky.
That's funny.
She couldn't believe it, the lady said, when they called the family, Hannah Smith. They retrieved their pet for this week's joyous homecoming. He was still in shock. He knew it was us. As soon as the girls brought him out, he started with the headbutts. He was a bit out of it when we first saw him, but he seems to be back to himself by now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. So here's my thank yous from Talking Stick. Yeah, I was like, where was I?
Where are you now?
Melinda and Stacy. A 3D printed Bigfoot is I had to ship that. Yeah. Molly, originally from Table Rock area. That's in Missouri. Golf ball stickers. Vicky and Susan, a cat card. Cat house card.
Yeah.
When I opened it, yeah. They even had one of the hairless cats in there. Jackie and Stevie, Tucson termites. Yeah. They came from Tucson. Good. Cat socks, wizard socks. That was a whole bunch of stuff. Patty and Laura, it's a squirrel playing a banjo T-shirt. Mm-hmm. Love it. Cool. And it's a girl shirt. Yeah. Because some T-shirts. Nice. Yeah, it's a girl cut. So it looks cute instead of like a giant T-shirt. Mm-hmm. The Two Julies, a local church music IPA. Jamie and Beth. The candy. Yeah.
All that, it was good.
It was good. Yeah, it was
The
prickly pear
cactus
candy and taffy. I couldn't eat the taffy, though. I've spent too much on crowns and root canals. I can't do that anymore. But the kids will like it. Beth and Joan, cold beer, the local beers in a tiny cooler. Mm-hmm. I love it. You should see when the security people bring it back and they're like holding a mini cooler. They're like, does this happen a lot?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it does. Just put it there. You guys will get some. I can't take it all home.
We're gonna have a
Dale and Lisa, they gave me a golf hat, and Kelly brought some Guinness. Chris was into that.
Yes.
Because I'm like, Chris, what kind of beer do you want backstage? Chris, the other comic. He's like, a Coors Banquet?
Yeah. We are not in Colorado.
No, we are not in Colorado. Pick again, Chris.
Right.
Guinness? I go, you're impossible.
Right.
What do you think you are, Mick Jagger? Pick a fucking normal beer, Chris.
Right.
They had Coors Banquet. In a bottle. It's a fat little bottle. It was adorable.
Little stubbies.
Michelle, the Dolly Parton activity book, they sell it at Cracker Barrel. Yeah, and a bunch of other stuff. Rose, the friendship bracelets from Tay Tay. Mm-hmm. And then the stuff in the mail. Somebody sent me this, and I don't know who. And I love it. It's like a boat bag, and it's got the Chiefs, and these are like boat ropes. Mm-hmm. It's adorable. But it didn't.
It's a cooler.
It's a cool.
Yeah, it's waterproof.
It says, it's from Maine.
Yeah.
Look at that. Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's adorable. But I don't know who sent it, so thank you. Amber, Sharon, and Ken. Oh, the Elmo's spicy sauce. It's right over there.
Yes.
And I can't wait to go to Indy just to go there. Oh, my God. The shrimp cocktail. Mike, more of the Haribos, even though I say booze. Stacy.
You've earned the right to call them hair booze.
Hair booze. I can't, yeah. Stacy, a Walmart gift card for what? The cats.
Nice.
That's where I go for the cat stuff.
Very sweet.
Yeah. And Hillary, all the way from West Virginia, got me possum stickers. So thank you all, shouting out everybody who brought stuff. There was more stuff, too. Sometimes it just gets a little confusing, and then sometimes everybody gets into it before I get off stage, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't organize that. Whoa, hey, easy.
You can't drink that.
I think that was it for this week. Termites. All right, that was a long one.
Are you excited about Chattanooga?
I love Chattanooga.
And Huntsville?
And Huntsville, too. Downtown Huntsville is one of the coolest things. And then their streets, they have these little houses that Huntsville didn't really get hit in the Civil War. They kind of bypassed it. So a lot of the houses got saved, and they have these little historical markers, and everyone apparently has agreed to put one there. So you can just read about their house. You don't even have to bother these people. It's right there in the yard. It's really kind of cool.
That's fun.
And downtown Huntsville's kicking it up. They got really cool stuff now. It's come a long way since my days going back there, back in the long, long, long days ago. And Chattanooga, I love it. It's beautiful. If it was close, if it had an airport that had more flights, I might even choose it over Nashville.
Whoa.
It's pretty. It's just scenically, I don't know. I like it. It's more in the mountains. Yeah. But unfortunately, a lot of the towns I like, their airports for this job just don't work for me. 2 quotes and we're out. Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay. This was in NME. What's that? What's that magazine? NME. October 9th, 2015. In 10 years of touring and writing albums and having my confessional songwriting misunderstood, misconstrued, paraphrased, investigated, I've never wavered. This is the way I want to live my life.
Oh, nice.
That's right.
No regrets.
No.
Yay.
Dolly. Discussing her relationship with the tabloid in an interview with McCall's.
Oh.
It could be worse. They could tell the truth about me.
Oh. That's a Canadian magazine.
McCall's? Mm-hmm. They have McCall's in this nation.
Then I might have made that up.
I think you probably did make that up.
Hey, look, where is McCall's?
Yeah. Does it even exist anymore?
I'll tell you.
I don't think so. I don't think McCall's. I don't know. I don't look at. I don't even know how magazines exist. And then occasionally I'll buy one in the airport. Just one magazine. And they're like, that's $28.42.
It's very popular
What the fuck?
in the 20th century.
Is it defunct?
Yep. It was an American woman's
It was an American woman's magazine. I don't know how any magazines survive the actual printing. When I go in the airport, it's the only place you see it was the airport or at the checkout thing at a grocery store.
There's a lot of them available on eBay. If you missed it.
I don't know how they. Nobody buys magazines anymore. I don't, and I used to,
Yeah.
but not anymore because it's all right there on your phone.
Yeah.
I don't need it. All right, termites.
Clearly you need a phone, remember?
I really wish I didn't have a phone. I would throw this so far gone.
And then you'd poke me and ask me.
Well,
Read me Twitter.
I would ask someone else, hey, did anything happen today?
Read me your Twitter.
Yeah, email me. Email my sister. If something is tragically gone wrong, send me an email. All right, termites.